everyone. I'm going to read about Gabby Petito. One of you had asked me to, and it's also something I've been following and wanting to read about. Strange situation here. So we're going to ask today a few different things. Looks like to give a rundown of those who don't know the situation. You probably do if you're watching this, but Gabby Petito and her boyfriend were living van life and were traveling all around the United States in a van, going to different areas, different national parks and what have you, different places they could film themselves and put their travels on YouTube and on Instagram. And they looked beautiful. All of their videos looked beautiful, and they looked beautiful, and they looked like they were having the time of their life. And looks can be deceiving, and that's just a real good example of that. So what happened was that Gabby has disappeared now. Nobody's heard from her since, I believe, August, late August, 25th, 26th, something like that. And Brian came home in Gabby's van, drove it all the way back to his house in Florida, and he is there by himself now, or was. It gets even weirder. He arrived without her. Her parents are basically begging him and his parents to tell them where she is, and nothing. They say their lawyer is telling them not to talk. Well, now it seems Brian has disappeared. So that's another thing we're going to read about today. Where's Brian? Okay. Let's see what we've got. So first thing we're going to ask, pretty obvious, boyfriend involvement in Gabby's disappearance. We're going to ask for a card representing the boyfriend's involvement in Gabby's disappearance. I don't see how he couldn't be involved at this point. One other thing, on their road trip, they were stopped by the police. There was some domestic, kind of not violent, but a domestic occurrence where like she slapped him, and there was some odd things about him saying he thought she was going to leave, or she thought he was going to leave her, which makes you wonder. I don't know. Anyway, let's read and see what the cards say. So boyfriend involvement is first thing. I'm just focusing on that for a second before I pull a card. Okay. And if you haven't seen me read before, I read energetically, so I just feel a warm sensation. My hand feels warm. And then I feel a sensation in the cards that is like magnetic warm. And I just pulled that card that is giving me that feeling. Sometimes it's more than one. Yeah, in this case, it's more than one. So boyfriend involvement, we've got two cards. The sun. So that is, the first thing that's coming to me is like an immature person is what I'm feeling like, or that he acted like a child or treated her like a child. There just wasn't a real maturity to this relationship. I hope this doesn't have a little square on the screen, because I can see like one there, and I'm not sure what that is. But also this hermit. So like putting these two together, I think she was really dependent on him, and unfortunately, I think he left her alone. This is a theme I keep getting. The hermit is a person alone, so that's why I'm getting it. And the child is very dependent on somebody else, so that's why I'm reading the cards the way I am, if you want me to explain that. And I think there was a level of emotional immaturity in this relationship, and that would, that makes sense of what we've seen on TV, and somebody slapping another person, someone threatening to leave, and that sort of thing. But I think he had her really dependent on him, kind of like almost like a child. And I think I hate to say it, but I think he went on without her. I think he left her. Let's finish reading. Sometimes more and more comes out in the cards, so we'll just put those up there, and we'll see what else we get. I'm asking for a card for Gabby, a card that represents Gabby in the situation right before she was lost, disappeared, basically. So let's get a card that represents her, what was going on with her right before that happened. We already know these two, getting some pretty big fights, loud fights maybe, because people called the police on them once before. So let's see what happened right before she was disappearing. I will say I've meditated on this twice, and twice I have gotten her with a backpack on kind of standing on a cliff, by a cliff, um, hiking. So let's see what we get for this Gabby in the situation right before she was lost or disappeared. So let's see what we get here. Okay, so we're in here. It's definitely that first one. Yeah, I think it's just the first one. I'm not sure. It might be that second one. All right, so this one we get when, all right, when if you've watched my reading on what was her name, the girl that jumped off a bridge, and I can't remember her name right now. That's terrible of me. Again, remember I was saying that I get this image of her being right on a cliff. Um, so this is like I got this image for the girl when she went over the bridge. It's like being up high and kind of falling down is what this card can represent. It has in readings that I've done before, and I do think unfortunately that's what it's representing in this situation. That she was kind of up high and she fell down, or was pushed. We don't know, but that's what I'm thinking happened here, especially with the stuff I've meditated with. I'm just going to ask what happened to Gabby. So let me focus on that. Okay, so we've got a card for that up here. What happened to Gabby? The second card here. Okay, so this is the I've gotten this card for couple trouble, meaning they're not getting along well. This is like somebody being put out in the cold. Again, I do feel like he left her, um, left a situation where she maybe even got into harm. Um, this is a couple. They're wearing basically rags. They're not doing well at all. They're on a long journey, and they are not enjoying their journey at all. They're just struggling, limping along. And I really think that's the extent of these two emotionally at this point, where Gabby, um, where they both were. What happened to Gabby? I think she was, kind of left out in the cold. Is um, that can be a meaning of this card? And again, I just get that whole couple not doing well, not getting along, kind of limping along together, but not happy. And and I think the whole left out in the cold meaning here is relevant too. So um, let's see. We're going to read a little bit more and see what else might be involved in this. One other thing that could possibly be is a social media stunt, right? These two are out there trying to get people to watch their YouTube channel. So could this be a social media stunt? I personally believe no, but let's see what Tarot has to say. I just don't think she'd do that to her family. You know what I mean? Like they're on TV begging for information about her and just really hurting at this point. So I don't think anybody that has half a heart could do such a thing. But um, okay, it's this one right here. Social media stunt. Well, that's the Page of Pentacles. I mean, the Page of Pentacles is somebody that has an idea to make money. Um, eh, you know, I I don't know. Uh, my heart tells me no, but this card as a Page of Pentacles tells me, well, this there could have been an idea to make money off of some of this uh, somewhere. I just, we're going to read a little bit more. I'm going to ask for clarification on that card. Because the Page of Pentacles has money and he's trying to grow it up and do more money. So let's see what else we get here. With the cards before it and the person being so upset and stuff, in that out in the cold card, the Five of Pentacles, it doesn't make me think that they cooked this up. So that is the Knight of Wands, and the Knight of Wands can be, the first thing coming to me is a rescuer. So we've got the Page of Pentacles as could this be a stunt to make money, or and then we've got the Knight of Wands as like somebody out there rushing forward, the knight rescuing people. I don't know, guys. That's making me question things. It really is. I'm not so sure about that. I do see this as Brian, this knight anyway, um, kind of rushing forward. I think we have to see how this all shakes out, because like trying to put himself in the best light, like he's rescuing her. Um, we're gonna have to wait and see on that one, guys. It makes no sense to me logically, but the cards are saying there's like some possibility of um, money and rescue, which would be really sad and weird. Okay, let's go on with foul play. Let's focus on this one. See if she was a victim of foul play. I mean, that's where I know logically all of us, I think the most of us are thinking. So let's see about foul play. Does this Brian think he's going to go back and rescue her now? Is that where he is? Really weird. Foul play. Foul play. All right, we've got, I think it's both of these actually. All right, so foul play, we've got the Two of Wands. This is somebody about ready to set off on a journey. It's very good for these two, right? They were making plans. Um, it does make you wonder, they're out, he's got the world in his hand, he's ready to step out into the world. It does make you wonder, definitely, about foul play on the trip. This card's not screaming foul play specifically, but it's saying we made plans, we went out on our trip, and since we got two cards, we got the Ace of Pentacles. And Ace of Pentacles is a new idea to make money, right? I mean, that's what this whole trip was. So they had this plan, they had this dream, they were going to go out into the world and they were going to make money. I'm not screaming foul play here. It's really odd. It's really odd. I just keep seeing this money theme, which is really strange. Let's read a little bit more and see what we get. We're going to ask right now about our health and well-being. So let's focus on that for a second. I do see those two not getting along, and her like out on a hiking trail with a backpack and arguing, not getting along, and being by cliffs. So her health and well-being, let's ask about that. Maybe they were doing a stunt kind of thing to try to make more money, meaning, people do stupid stunts outside where they think it's going to be really cool and they're going to put it on social media, and maybe this one just didn't work out. I don't know. Okay, health and well-being. We've got the King of Swords. King of Swords is somebody that, sorry, I just can't hold this one in my hand. It keeps falling. I don't like that when things keep falling. King of Swords is in charge of himself and other things, and he's got his own ideas, and he is following his own ideas, and he expects other people to follow his own ideas too. He's stern, not necessarily a bad person, but he definitely is a ruler. I've got what I'm going to do, and that's that. And I'm going to ask for another card in this. It basically tells me that Gabby very much was sort of, I mean, he's a planner because he's got that sword, but very much the one that thought and planned and was stern about what she wanted to do in that moment. Let me ask again about her health and well-being. King of Swords is a very healthy person, so let me ask one more time about her health and well-being. because when I feel into it, kind of psychically, I'm not so sure that's the case. Health and well-being for Gabby. Well, this is lots of worry, lots of, it may have been her plan, some of this stuff that has gone on here, but there's a lot of worry behind it. Yeah, she seemed firm on this plan, but then there's lots and lots of worry. It's interesting to me that the King of Swords, like this plan was cooked up kind of outside where, he's sort of in the middle. Things are just kind of odd. I never realized there's like a woman on this card behind him, sort of reaching out to him. It's the first time I've ever seen her. It may just be sort of an illusion of the card, but it looks like there's a woman right there. Here's her head, her hand, her body going down. And she's like reaching out to this King of Swords, and he's in charge. And then there's the Nine of Pentacles, and very, very worried. Lots of worry there. And I did see a theme like that before. I did a reading just real quick for myself, and there was like kind of this whole begging type um, from a woman to a man. I got the five of, what is that one? Pentacles. Or actually, it's a Six of Pentacles, sorry. But in this, I see it again, a woman kind of just hanging on to the man, and the man being like really firm and not, no emotion whatsoever. And then this, like the woman's like nightmares are coming true kind of thing here. And down here, you can see on this card again, sort of that same image that you see here of a woman. There's two people, little images of people at the bottom of this card. If you want to pull up these tarot cards, this is the Nine of Swords and the King of Swords, and these two are fighting. They're literally sparring down here. So I kind of feel like he was taking this into what I'm seeing now, and forget what I just said about the plan and whatever, and Gabby. I see this more of the man now being cold and kind of ruthless, and her reaching out to him and him like, nope, and being cold, and her being really, really upset from all this fighting that was going on. It doesn't look real positive there at all. Looks like they were fighting, and she was crying. And we saw that again in that police video too. If you've watched that, not a good situation. Okay, let's just ask her where she is. I think there was a Teton Park or something. Is it a Teton National Park? And then the Yellowstone. There was some map online of where they were supposed to go. Let's just ask for a description of the area where she is. The hard thing is a lot of that stuff looks the same out there. So trying to find a description of where she is not going to be really easy because a lot of it looks the same. Okay, well, this is the Three of Cups, and these people are like, they've got fruit around them, they've got cups around them, and they're actually having quite a good time. It's surprising for a Where is Gabby card. It does make me think, there's like grapes around there, and there's like this pumpkin, and there's some fruit. So um, they remind me of like people celebrating a harvest or something. I don't know if there's an area around there where she is where people do that sort of thing. I guess this would be around that time, but where they are is right. Where is that? I don't even know. Is there a place like this? I'm going to ask more details about that place. So we'll get something a little more, I'm asking for something really specific about it. Might be a place where people hang out, around a place where people hang out, where they go to celebrate, where they go to have fun, a good time, like a bar or something like that. Um, so details about the place, specifically details about the place. All right, so right in here, details about the place. All right, well, this is a family card. It's the 10 of cups, and we just got the 3 of cups. It looks like, this is like a place people go with their families, a campground, something like that, a place where they go to have a good time, where they enjoy each other. These people look like they're having fun. They're outside a home. There's grass, and the kids are playing, and the people are happy. So it's very odd because both of these cards are like places where people go to celebrate and be happy. They're in a great mood, these people. So where is this place where people would go to kind of find their happiness? I guess if we are at a national park, this would fit, right? These are people going on vacation, they're bringing their families, they're having fun, they're going to have a good time, and that's what these cards are depicting. And they're away from their home. Their home's way over here, and these people are out here, kind of out in the wilderness and in the nature. Uh, so if she's in a national park, yeah, maybe that's what this is saying. It's a place where people go to enjoy each other, have fun, um, and just let off steam and sit around and have a drink, let the kids play, that sort of thing. Let's It doesn't really give us a place, but it does give us an idea of more of the situation. Let's ask where is Brian Laundrie? I'm going to ask if he's with Gabby. Okay, first we're going to ask where is he? Okay, so I'm asking where is Brian? Where is Brian? What a soap opera this is. And you hate it because it's at other people's expense. And it tears your heart out to see her parents so upset. But this is going to make a movie someday, I could guarantee you. It's just too bizarre not to. All right, so I've got 2 cards for Brian. Well, 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 this is an interesting card. That's the 8 of Swords. That's like literally having somebody tied up, bound, um, uh, blindfolded. That's not a good situation. And it's a woman in this card. So that sure does make you wonder, doesn't it? And then we've got these two, which are like him trying to like make up, with a woman. Um, Very, very odd situation. So, what is this? Did he do something to Gabby? Did he? This lady's out here left all alone. I mean, it looks terrible. And then this guy's coming to bring his cup of, trying to make up. So, I don't know what happened to Gabby. I really don't. This is just really, really, really odd. And now it looks like he's trying to rectify that situation. Okay, this is going to be interesting when they find out what happened to her. Um, I'm going to ask if is he with Gabby right now? Is Brian with Gabby? All right, we've got more cards right here. Is Brian with Gabby? Well, this is the 6 of Cups right after we saw that 2 of Cups, and it's people making up. So what is going on here? It's a boy and a girl, and him giving her another cup with the flowers in it. I don't know what's going on here, people. Um, I'm just going to say this looks really, really, really odd. Um, and it looks like he's trying to make peace with this situation and make up, and this is too odd. The whole thing is way too odd. I'm not seeing all this like terrible stuff. Tell me about details of where Brian is. When I ask where is he with Gabby, I get a guy and a girl together, and he's handing her flowers, making up. We saw a very similar situation over here with somebody that's like really worried and kind of worried out of their mind over here. And we had that whole Gabby super worried over here. Strange, strange, strange. Let's ask for more details about where Brian is. This is an odd, 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 odd situation. It's been like a couple weeks though. Okay. Well, here's the moon, and that's somebody that has a lot of misgivings and mixed up feelings, and a lot of anxiety, and a lot of oh crap. A lot of mental illness can be involved in this card. Maybe Brian got put away for a little while. Maybe he had a little breakdown, a little crack, um, something, or he just is going a little out of his mind. The moon can be people with anxiety disorders and mental disorders. When I when you're focusing on a person, somebody who's really struggling. You see in this card, there's a dog and a wolf, and the person's struggling with their who they're supposed to be as a domesticated person and who they are impulsively are as that wild wolf animalistic side that is in every single person, and they are struggling between those two. I think Brian is really having a really, really, really hard time right now and is mentally having a really hard time right now. Okay, these are very odd cards, guys. It does look like they were fighting. Looks like he had her kind of dependent on him in this situation. When I did ask about a social media stunt, it did look like they were looking at how they can make more money. Could have possibly been a stunt outdoors that didn't go well. Not 100% sure about that because we got that Knight of Wands that kind of ran in as a hero to me. And then we've got foul play. Again, it just looked like they were going out on their trip and had this idea to make money. It didn't scream foul play to me. I know, it's weird. Health and well-being looked like the guy, again, the girl was very dependent on the guy and very crying and anxious and lots of issues there. And the guy being cold. That was Gabby's health and well-being. Where she is, we got this whole family celebration type of theme, either with family or a place where families go to kind of have a good time and be away from everything else, kind of be into nature. Looks like harvest season, looks like being away from the home and being out in nature and people having fun. There's cups in both cards. So again, that's why I said could be a bar, could be drinking, could be that sort of thing too. We talked about, let's see, where is Brian? And is he with Gabby? And we had those two together. So, and details about where Brian is and all these mixed feelings. I guess make of it what you will. This reading is very suspicious looking to me. Very suspicious. And when I ask, is he with Gabby? I've got this Two of Cups, like he's making up. Just, or where is he? And we've got this Two of Cups, and then is he with Gabby? And we've got the Six of Cups. Got a lot of cup themes here. And details about where Brian is in this whole moon, having reservations about having second thoughts, having a lot of concern, having a lot of anxiety. I don't know. We're gonna wait and see what comes out of this. I'm not 100% convinced something horrible happened to her, although in my meditations it seemed to be along the lines of something not good happening to her, but I don't especially see that in these cards. I think we're going to have to wait and see what happens here. Looks really weird. All right, I'm hoping in the next few days we'll have more on this situation. We'll see. Take care. Bye-bye.